So welcome back. This is part 2 of the 30-day grip challenge video, and the focus is going to be on the warm-ups to ensure that your hands are nice and warm and in preparation for doing the various exercises that will be on the next segment. So we're going to start out with just taking your one hand and placing it in between the fingers, and we're just stretching. As you can see here, I'm stretching the tendons here and going here and here, and then you reverse it and do it on the other hand, and you'll spend roughly, I'm doing it a little bit faster than you would at home, just for the sake of time, but you want to spend at least about, I'd say, 4 to 6 seconds in this position as you do it. And then to exercise this, you're just going to use your thighs and do that. So that's the first part of the warm-up. Second one is you're going to take your index finger and bring this finger down so that it's touching the padding. Take the thumb and you're pressing behind here and stretching back. So this is a more modern version of what we used to do when we were kids doing this. So I'm doing it for each individual finger. Then I go to the next one. So notice I'm going this way and just pushing back with the thumb, pushing forward with the thumb and pulling back with the index finger. I do it with the next one, and I'll do it from this position so that you can see I'm going this way, and you can see it from the side that way. And then for the thumb, I leave my hand flat this way, and I'm going to push forward against the back of the thumb, and I'm going to pull back this way. This part of the thumb is not going to touch here, so don't try to force it. You'll feel the stretch as you go back this way. And you do the same for the other hand. I'm here. And again, you're going to hold that for roughly 4 to 6 seconds for each one. So not as fast as I'm doing it. So you get the idea there. Then the next stretch is I'm going to take the padding of these fingers and bring it down into my palm so that they're touching, if possible. If it doesn't, that just means that you're not as flexible as you could be. But with practice, you'll be able to do that. I'm then going to take the padding of my opposite hand and seal that and come across at the top, and I'm going to stretch. So once again, this is a modified version of doing this. I'm doing it this way, and then coming across and stretching out that way. So you can do that for maybe 6 repetitions or so. The idea is you're trying to lengthen this, okay? So I do the same on the other side. If you can touch the padding, that's great. If not, don't worry about it for now. You're gonna use this to press against that, to hold it there, and then you're going to stretch at that joint, basically, 6 times. So if you see it from this angle, it's the same thing. And then from here, you're going to take, instead of doing it this way, you're going to do it this way. So this bridge, I'm trying to stretch that bridge. Okay, and you're gonna hold that for about 4 to 6 seconds. Okay. After that, we're going to grab the thumb itself. So as much of this joint that you can grab, and I'm going to do what's called the butterfly. The hand is moving underneath, so I'm stabilizing this joint, but I'm spreading the hand underneath it. So for about 5 or 6 repetitions. Do the same with this side. I'm stabilizing the joint here, and I'm going underneath it this way. Okay. So that's stretching all of this in preparation for what we're about to do. After that, we're going to do another modification. We're going to come in here, the webbing, and go down to the top of the knee, and you'll notice how that spreads this area a little bit further. I come back and I do these 2 fingers. And again, I'm gonna hold that for about 4 to 6 seconds rather. And do the same here. Okay. And then I come back and I stretch this again. I come back and I repeat this again, but there's a twist to it. When I get to the top of the knee, I now go perpendicular to get a deeper stretch. So I come over, I get to my stop, and then I go perpendicular. It's as if I were trying to cut my knee, so to speak. And then I do the same here, and I go perpendicular. I always return back to stretching this. Now this one, these stretches are going to be a little bit different. I'm going to start out with the index finger flat against my thigh and perpendicular. Notice that the rest of the knuckles are pressing against the thigh, and I'm just stretching. You should feel the stretch this way. I'll hold that for 4 to 6 seconds. I now come in with the middle finger and do the same. Then the ring finger and do the same. And then the pinky and do the same. And then I come back and I do the webbing of the thumb and the index finger. Now I'm going to do it a little bit differently. Instead of, before, what I had was, the pinky out this way. Instead, I'm going to hide the pinky. This is always a little interesting. There we go, and I have 3 fingers up. Okay. Then I'm going to hide the ring finger, and I still have 3 fingers up. Then I hide the middle finger, and I have 3 fingers up. When I hide the middle finger, I try to bring in the index and the ring finger together. And then I hide the index finger, and I have the 3 fingers up. And then from here I come back to this. Last stretch that we'll do is you're going to bring your forearm parallel to the floor. You're going to grab all the fingers, and you're slowly attempting to bring the fingernails to your elbow. Make sure that you support the knuckles underneath here, and just gently stretch. So I'm actually stretching this part of the forearm. And then I do the reverse here, or the opposite here. I'm going to show you one option that you can consider. This is challenging for most people, but it's something that you can work with over time. If I place my right palm this way with the thumb down, and I come over and interlace the fingers and relax my shoulders, I want to bring my arms through and stretch out this way. Now, most of you will probably say that's impossible unless you're double jointed. There was a time that I could not do that. The trick to it is, as I come around, you'll notice that there's one arm on top and one below. I use the arm on top to drive forward as I squeeze with the bottom one, the elbows together, and stretch, and then come back. If I want to do the other side, the left thumb is down, palm facing to the left. I interlace this way, and I come around. Notice my right forearm is on top and the left one is at the bottom. I'm going to use the right one to push and squeeze with the left till I straighten them out. If you've never done this before, you'll probably end up here and you'll feel that it's uncomfortable. Try not to push it. Just play with feeling how that can over time stretch until you can get it to do this. And that's it for the warm-ups. Thank you.